Good day everyone. Let's try to answer some problem posted on Facebook. And special credits to Master Aaron Callejo for suggesting this wonderful question. And let's start. Here's the question. Given this figure, determine the length of the side of the square. Now, if you want to try this problem, just pause this video. And if you're ready, here's the solution. I hope you pause this video. Now let's see if you got the correct answer. To answer this question, we will use the cosine law. Cosine law states that the square of a side of a plane triangle is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining sides minus twice the product of those sides and the cosine angle between them. So we have the formula a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc multiplied by the cosine of angle A. Also, if we find cosine A, cosine B, cosine C, we will get b squared plus c squared minus a squared all over 2bc. And in this question, we will use this format. To use the cosine law, first thing to do is to let the side of the square be equal to x. Next, let this angle be equal to alpha, and the remaining angle is simply beta. Now take note that alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degrees. Next thing to do is to consider this triangle. Now using cosine law in this triangle, we have cosine of alpha equals x squared plus 50 squared minus 40 squared all over 2 times x times 50. Simplify and we get cosine of alpha equals x squared plus 900 all over 100x. Now do the same thing in this green triangle. Now using cosine law, we have cosine of beta equals x squared plus 50 squared minus 60 squared all over 2 times x times 50. Now simplify again and we get cosine of beta equals x squared minus 1100 all over 100x. Now again, take note that alpha plus beta equals 90. It follows that alpha equals 90 minus beta. Therefore, we can use the complement rule. So cosine of 90 minus beta, again cosine is complement sign. So if we have cosine of 90 minus beta, it is equal to sine of beta. Therefore, this cosine alpha is simply the same thing as cosine of 90 minus beta. And cosine of 90 minus beta is equal to sine of beta. So we can replace this cosine alpha with sine of beta. Now we have sine of beta and cosine of beta. Now since we have sine and cosine, we will use another identity, which is the Pythagorean identity. We have sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. We have the value of sine beta and we have the value of cosine beta. Therefore, we can use this identity. Substitute all those values and we get sine of beta, we have x squared plus 900 all over 100x quantity squared plus the value of cosine beta, we have x squared minus 1100 all over 100x raised to 2 equals 1. Now simplify this equation and if you get x raised to the 4th power minus 5200x squared plus 1,010,000 equals 0, then you are absolutely correct. Now we have a quartic equation, but we can make this equation manageable by letting n equals x squared. If we do that, we get n squared minus 5200n plus 1,010,000 equals 0. Now since we have a quadratic equation, we can use quadratic formula to solve for the value of n. Now if we use quadratic formula, we get n equals 100 multiplied by 26 plus or minus 5 square root of 23. Now we have two solutions. Now the question is, which one do we accept? The plus sign or the minus sign? To decide which one is correct, now take note that n is simply equal to x squared, or the area of this square. Now let's approximate the area of this square. So to do that, we need to approximate how long is its diagonal, because we know the area of the square is equal to the length of the diagonal squared divided by 2. Now the approximate length of the diagonal is simply 60 plus 40, or 100. And 100 squared divided by 2 is around 5,000. Therefore, the area of this square is around 5,000, or approximately 5,000. Therefore, we cannot use 100 multiplied by 26 minus 5 square root of 23, because the value of 100 multiplied by 26 minus 5 square root of 23 is around 202.08. And this result is very small. Therefore, we can say that n is equal to 100 multiplied by 26 plus 5 square root of 23, or approximately equal to 4,997.915762. Also take note that it is equal to x squared, or the area of this square. And don't forget the unit, we have u squared. Now, don't forget our goal. Our goal is to find the length of the side of the square, not the area of the square. Now, to find the length of the side of this square, what we're going to do is to get the square root of the area. Now, the square root of the area is simply square root of 100 multiplied by 26 plus 5 square root of 23 is equal to 10 multiplied by the square root of 26 plus 5 square root of 23. This is the length of the side of the square, and it is approximately equal to 70.7. And don't forget the unit, we have units. And we're done.